Let's pray for my cousin Heidi.
I'm praying with you for your cousin Heidi. Lord Jesus, I lift up Heidi to you right now. Please bring your healing hand over her body, strengthen her from the inside out, and ease any pain or sickness she is facing. Give her peace in her mind and comfort in her heart. Surround her with love, support, and encouragement from family and friends. Lord, guide the doctors and nurses with wisdom and clarity so they can give her the best care possible. If she is feeling weak or afraid, fill her with courage and hope. Let her feel your presence with her even in the hardest moments. We trust you, God, for healing, restoration, and peace. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
If you want, I can also write a short prayer you can say on your own, or turn this into a YouTube prayer script for your channel. Gabriel Anthony Martinez, 13 years old, had just come out of a powerful moment in his life. He got baptized at his dad's church. The water was still fresh in his memory. He remembered standing in front of the congregation, his hands shaking a little as his dad, the pastor, spoke gently about faith, new beginnings, and God's love. His mom sat in the front row, holding her Bible close, tears in her eyes. Vanessa Pineda, his 12-year-old sister, sat right next to her, smiling proudly at him. When Gabriel stepped into the baptismal pool, the church grew quiet. His dad placed a steady hand on his shoulder. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, his dad said softly, I baptize you. Gabriel went under the water. For a moment, everything felt still. When he came back up, the church erupted in applause. Gabriel blinked water from his eyes, breathing a little faster. But inside, he felt different, lighter, like something old had been left behind. After the service, people came up to hug him. Some said, God has great plans for you. Others told him they were proud of him. Vanessa ran up first. Bro, you actually did it, she said, laughing. Gabriel smiled, wiping water from his hair. Yeah, I did. Their dad walked over next, still wearing his pastor's robe. He didn't say much at first, just looked at Gabriel with a calm, proud expression. I'm proud of you, son, he finally said. This is just the beginning. That evening at home felt quieter than usual. Gabriel sat in his room thinking about everything that happened. The sound of worship songs still played softly from downstairs. Vanessa knocked on his door and peeked in. Are you different now? She asked curiously. Gabriel thought for a second. I think I'm still me, he said slowly, but I feel like I started something new today. Vanessa nodded like she understood, even if she didn't fully. Downstairs, their mom called them for dinner, and life kept moving. But for Gabriel, that day stayed in his heart, like a turning point he would never forget. The next morning, Gabriel woke up earlier than usual. For a second, he just lay there listening. The house was quiet except for distant birds outside the window and the soft hum of the refrigerator downstairs. He touched his forehead like he was trying to remember if yesterday was real. It was. He got up slowly and looked at himself in the mirror. Same face, same hair, same room. But something inside him felt different, like his thoughts were a little calmer than before. Downstairs, the smell of breakfast drifted through the house. His mom was already cooking, and his dad's Bible was open on the kitchen table. Vanessa was the first to notice him coming down the stairs. Morning, baptized boy, she teased with a smile. Gabriel rolled his eyes a little, but smiled back. Stop calling me that. Their dad looked up from the table and nodded warmly. Good morning, Gabriel. Gabriel sat down quietly. His mom placed a plate in front of him. You were on my heart this morning, she said softly. How are you feeling? Gabriel picked up his fork but didn't eat right away. I feel different, he said honestly. Not like everything changed outside, but inside. Like I want to do better. His dad closed the Bible gently. That's what new beginnings feel like, he said. Not perfection, direction. Vanessa leaned on the counter. So what's the plan now, pastor's son? Gabriel laughed a little. I don't know.
Oh
Just
my God.
stay on track, I guess. Later that day, Gabriel walked outside by himself. The sun was bright and the air felt warm on his face. He stood in the yard, thinking about church, the water, the prayers, and everyone clapping. He kicked a small rock across the ground. I don't want to mess this up, he whispered to himself. Just then, his dad stepped outside and stood beside him. You won't be perfect, his dad said gently, like he already knew what Gabriel was thinking. But you won't be alone either. Gabriel looked up at him. His dad pointed toward the church building down the street. Every step you take, you grow, even the small ones. Gabriel nodded slowly, taking that in. For the first time since his baptism, he didn't feel nervous about the future. He just felt like he had a path to walk, and people walking it with him. That afternoon, Gabriel was sitting in his room when Vanessa knocked again, this time more excited than usual. Come outside, she said. Mom said we're going for a walk after lunch. Gabriel groaned a little. A walk? Why? Vanessa grinned. Just come on. A few minutes later, the whole family stepped outside together. The sun was a little lower now, casting a warm glow over the neighborhood. Gabriel walked between his mom and dad, with Vanessa bouncing ahead like she always did. They didn't go far, just down the quiet street near their home and toward the small park nearby. At the park, kids were playing basketball, others were on swings, and some families were sitting on benches talking. It felt normal, peaceful. Gabriel sat down on a bench while Vanessa ran toward the swings. His mom sat beside him. This is good for you, she said softly. For what? Gabriel asked. To breathe, she replied. To not rush your thoughts. Gabriel nodded slowly. He watched Vanessa swinging higher and higher, laughing as the wind pushed her hair back. His dad stood a few feet away, quietly watching everything like he was thinking deeply. After a moment, Gabriel spoke. Dad, what if I mess up? He asked. His dad turned toward him. You will mess up, he said honestly, not harshly. Everyone does, but that doesn't cancel what God is doing in you. Gabriel looked down at his hands. I just don't want people to think I changed and then go back. His dad sat down next to him now, more close. Change isn't proven in one day, he said. It's shown over time. From the swings, Vanessa shouted, Gabriel, race me to the slide! Gabriel smiled a little, but didn't move right away. His mom gently nudged him. Go on, she said. Be a kid too. Gabriel stood up slowly and started walking toward Vanessa. Then he broke into a light run. Vanessa screamed laughing as he caught up to her. For a moment, everything felt simple again. No pressure, no fear, just a boy, his sister, and a sunny afternoon. And deep inside Gabriel, something quiet settled in. Not a perfect life, just a steady one, step by step. They stayed at the park until the sun started dipping lower, painting the sky with orange and soft pink. Gabriel and Vanessa were out of breath from running around, finally sitting on the grass near their parents. Vanessa was still laughing about how Gabriel almost tripped chasing her. You're slow, she teased. I let you win, Gabriel said, trying to sound serious, but he couldn't hide his smile. Their mom handed them water bottles, and everything went quiet for a moment. The sounds of kids playing and distant laughter filled the air. Gabriel leaned back on his hands and stared up at the sky. It felt different than yesterday. Not because the sky changed, but because he noticed it more now. His dad sat a little behind them, watching the two of them with a calm expression. Then he spoke. Gabriel, he said. Gabriel turned his head. Yeah? Tomorrow we start something new for you, his dad said. Vanessa immediately perked up. What kind of new? Their dad smiled slightly. Bible study. Just you, me, and your sister. Vanessa groaned playfully. Aw, man. Gabriel, though, didn't complain. He just nodded. Okay, he said. His dad continued. Not because you have to prove anything, but because growth needs consistency. Gabriel took that in quietly. As they walked home later, the streetlights slowly turning on one by one, Gabriel walked a little closer to his dad without realizing it. Vanessa was ahead again, kicking small rocks and humming to herself. At one point, Gabriel spoke softly. Dad, do you ever feel like it's hard to stay strong all the time? His dad didn't answer right away. He looked up at the sky for a second. All the time, he finally said. But strength isn't never falling. It's getting back up quicker each time. Gabriel nodded. When they reached home, the warm light from inside spilled onto the porch. It looked safe, familiar. Vanessa rushed in first, yelling, "I'm hungry!" Their mom laughed and followed her inside. Gabriel paused at the door for a second longer. His dad noticed. "You coming?" Gabriel looked at him and nodded. "Yeah." And he stepped inside, into noise, warmth, family, and a life that was still the same on the outside, but slowly changing on the inside, one day at a time. That night, after dinner, the house slowly quieted down. Vanessa was in her room laughing at something on her phone. Their mom was washing dishes in the kitchen. Their dad was at the table, going over notes in his Bible. Gabriel sat on his bed, but he wasn't really on his phone. He kept thinking about the Bible study his dad mentioned. He opened his drawer and pulled out a small notebook, an old one he barely used. On the first page, he hesitated, then wrote, "New beginning. Don't forget this." He stared at the words for a moment, then added underneath, "God help me stay strong." A knock came at his door. "Come in," Gabriel said. His dad stepped in, holding two books. One was a Bible, the other looked like a simple study guide. "Thought you might want this early," his dad said, handing him the study guide. Gabriel took it carefully. "Thanks." His dad sat on the edge of the bed. "You don't have to be perfect in this, Gabriel. I want you to understand that." "I know," Gabriel said quietly. There was a short silence. Then Gabriel asked, "Dad, what if I feel different one day? Like I don't feel strong anymore?" His dad nodded slowly, like it was a question he had heard many times before. "Feelings change," he said, "but truth doesn't. You don't build your life on feelings. You build it on what you know is right, even when it's hard." Gabriel looked down at the Bible in his hands. "I want to do it right," he said. His dad smiled slightly. "Then just keep showing up. That's enough for today." After his dad left, Gabriel stayed sitting on his bed, holding the book. Outside his window, the neighborhood was quiet. A dog barked far away. A car passed slowly down the street. He opened the Bible randomly and read a few words he didn't fully understand yet, but he kept reading anyway. Not because he had to, but because something inside him wanted to keep going. And for the first time, Gabriel didn't feel like he needed everything figured out, just the next step. The next morning came quicker than Gabriel expected. His alarm went off, and for a moment he just stared at the ceiling, remembering last night, the Bible in his hands, his dad's words, the quiet feeling that stayed with him even as he fell asleep. Downstairs, he could already hear movement, plates, soft talking, the normal sounds of a new day starting. When Gabriel walked into the kitchen, Vanessa was already eating cereal like she had energy for 10 people. "Morning again. Holy boy," she said with a grin. Gabriel shook his head. "You're never going to stop, are you?" "Nope." Their mom smiled as she placed food on the table. "Be nice, Vanessa." Their dad sat down last, calm as always, Bible already beside his plate. "Today we begin," he said simply. Vanessa sighed dramatically. "I already know I'm going to be bored." Gabriel glanced at her. "Just try it." That surprised her a little. She raised her eyebrows. "Who are you right now?" Gabriel shrugged, taking a bite of breakfast. "Just saying." After breakfast, their dad gathered them in the living room. No big setup, no crowd, just family. He opened the Bible and looked at both of them. "We're going to keep this simple," he said. "Read, talk, and understand. That's it." He read a short passage, then asked, "What do you think it means?" Silence. Vanessa looked at Gabriel like he should answer first. Gabriel hesitated, then spoke. "Maybe. It means trusting even when you don't see everything clearly." Their dad nodded slowly. "That's a good start." Vanessa crossed her arms. "I think it means we're supposed to listen more." Their dad smiled. "Also a good start." For a moment, it didn't feel like a lesson. It felt like a conversation. Later that day, Gabriel went to school. Everything looked the same: hallways, lockers, noise. But he felt slightly more aware of things around him. A classmate bumped into him. "Sorry," the kid said quickly. "It's okay," Gabriel replied, even surprising himself a little. During lunch, he sat with a small group of friends. They talked, laughed, joked like usual. But inside, Gabriel noticed something new. He was thinking before reacting more than he used to. Not perfect, just different. After school, as he walked home, the sky was bright again, just like yesterday. Vanessa ran ahead as usual, calling back for him to hurry up. But Gabriel didn't rush as much this time. He just walked, steady, calm, step by step. And for the first time, he realized something important. His life didn't change in one moment at baptism. It was changing in all the small moments after it. That evening, the house felt peaceful again. Vanessa was in the living room drawing something on a piece of paper, sticking her tongue out in concentration. Their mom was folding laundry on the couch. Their dad was in the kitchen making tea. Gabriel sat at the table with the Bible study guide in front of him, flipping through the pages slowly. He wasn't rushing. He was actually reading, but some parts still felt confusing. He sighed quietly. Vanessa noticed. "What's wrong?" she asked without looking up from her drawing. "I don't get some of this," Gabriel admitted. Their dad heard from the kitchen and walked over, sitting beside him again. "That's normal," he said. "No one understands everything right away." Gabriel tapped the page. "So how am I supposed to learn it?" His dad thought for a moment. "Piece by piece, like building something. You don't build a whole house in one day." Vanessa looked over. "Unless you're in Minecraft." Gabriel actually laughed a little. "Yeah, unless that." Their dad smiled. "Even then, you still build block by block." Gabriel nodded slowly and went back to the page, reading again, but this time not frustrated. Later, he stepped outside alone. The sky was turning dark blue, stars starting to show faintly. The air was cool and quiet. He stood on the porch and just listened. No rush, no noise, just stillness. He thought about everything: the baptism, Bible study, school, his family, even Vanessa teasing him. Then he whispered to himself, "I don't have to be perfect, I just have to keep going." Behind him, the porch light clicked on. His dad opened the door slightly. "You okay out here?" his dad asked. Gabriel nodded. "Just thinking." His dad stepped out beside him. "Good thinking or heavy thinking?" he asked gently. Gabriel smiled, a little of both. His dad looked out at the quiet street. "That's life sometimes." They stood there for a moment without speaking. Then Gabriel said, "I think I'm starting to understand, slowly." His dad nodded. "That's exactly how it works." From inside the house, Vanessa called out, "Don't stay out there forever. I'm hungry again." Gabriel laughed and shook his head. "Coming," he said. And as he turned to go back inside, he felt something steady inside him. Not excitement, not pressure, just a quiet confidence that he was learning, growing, and not walking alone. A few days passed, and life settled into a steady rhythm. School in the morning, family Bible study in the evening, small talks in between. Nothing dramatic, but everything felt like it had a little more meaning to Gabriel now. One afternoon after school, Gabriel came home earlier than usual. The house was quiet when he stepped inside. He dropped his backpack by the door. "Hello?" he called out. No answer. He walked into the kitchen and saw a note on the table from his mom. "Went to the store with Vanessa. Be back soon. Your dad is at church." Gabriel nodded to himself. Alone for a bit. He grabbed a snack and sat at the table. The quiet felt different now. Not lonely, just still. He pulled out his Bible study guide again and opened it. But instead of reading right away, he just sat there thinking. Then he heard a soft knock at the front door. Gabriel frowned. "Mom?" he called, getting up. He walked over and opened it. It wasn't his mom. It was one of the boys from school, someone Gabriel recognized but didn't talk to much. "Hey, Gabriel, right?" the boy asked. "Yeah," Gabriel replied carefully. "What's up?" The boy shifted his weight awkwardly. "I just saw you at school. People said you got baptized or something." Gabriel blinked. "Oh, yeah." There was a pause. The boy nodded slowly. "That's cool. My grandma talks about church stuff sometimes. I don't really get it, though." Gabriel didn't know why, but he didn't feel nervous like he used to in conversations like this. He just said, I don't understand everything either. That surprised the boy a little. Really? Yeah, Gabriel said honestly. I'm still learning. The boy relaxed a bit. So, it's not like you just know everything now? Gabriel shook his head. No, it's more like you start learning and keep going. The boy nodded again, thinking about it. That actually makes sense. A car pulled up outside. Vanessa and their mom were back. The boy stepped back a little. All right, I'll see you around maybe. Yeah, Gabriel said. See you. The door closed. Vanessa burst in first. Who was that? Gabriel shrugged. Just someone from school. She narrowed her eyes. You're getting mysterious now? Gabriel smiled. No. But inside he felt something small shift again. Not big, not loud. Just the idea that maybe his life wasn't only about him anymore. That night, during Bible study, Gabriel told his dad about the visit. His dad listened carefully. Then he said, sometimes people don't need answers right away. They just need someone who's willing to be honest. Gabriel nodded slowly. And for the first time, he started to see that his journey wasn't just about changing himself. It might also be about helping others find their way too. One simple conversation at a time. The next weekend, Gabriel woke up early without even needing his alarm. He stayed in bed for a moment, staring at the ceiling fan spinning slowly. His mind wasn't rushing like it used to. Instead, it felt clearer, like he had a direction, even if it was still small. Downstairs, he could hear soft voices and the smell of breakfast again. When he came into the kitchen, Vanessa was already sitting at the table, swinging her legs. You're up early, she said. Who are you, and what did you do with Gabriel? Gabriel grabbed a cup of water. I just woke up. Their mom smiled. We're going to church early today. Your dad has meetings. Vanessa groaned. So, more church? Gabriel looked at her. It's not that bad. Vanessa squinted at him. You're starting to sound like Dad. Their dad walked in at that moment and raised an eyebrow. That's not a bad thing. Vanessa sighed dramatically again, but she didn't argue further. Later, they all arrived at church. The building was already buzzing with people setting things up, greeting each other, moving chairs. Gabriel helped his dad carry a stack of papers into a room. While walking through the hallway, one of the church members stopped them. Pastor Martinez, the man said, smiling at Gabriel. This your son? His dad nodded. Yes, this is Gabriel. The man looked at him warmly. I heard about your baptism. That's wonderful. Gabriel felt a little shy, but nodded. Thank you. After the man walked away, Gabriel looked at his dad. People keep talking about it, Gabriel said. His dad replied gently, that's because it was a moment that matters to them too. People remember change. Gabriel thought about that as he helped set up chairs in the sanctuary. Later, Vanessa came running in, holding 2 cups of juice. Break time, she announced, handing one to Gabriel. He took it. Thanks. She sat down beside him on the stage steps. So, do you feel different again today? Gabriel took a sip and thought, not different, he said, just more aware. Like I'm noticing things I didn't notice before. Vanessa tilted her head. Like what? Gabriel looked around the church, the people, the lights, his dad talking with someone in the distance. Like, this place isn't just a building, he said. It's people and stories. Vanessa nodded slowly. Okay, that was kind of deep. Gabriel shrugged. I didn't plan it. She smiled. You're getting weird. He laughed. Maybe. From across the room, their dad watched them for a moment and smiled to himself. Because he could see it too, not a sudden change, but a steady one. And Gabriel, sitting there beside his sister, didn't realize it yet. But he was beginning to become someone others could lean on, just like he had been learning to lean on others. Later that afternoon, church service began. The sanctuary slowly filled with people, families, kids, older members, all settling into their seats. The soft sound of worship music played in the background. Gabriel sat in his usual spot with his family. Vanessa leaned over. Don't fall asleep, she whispered. I'm not going to, Gabriel whispered back. Their dad stepped up to the front to speak, holding his Bible. His voice was calm but steady as he greeted everyone. Gabriel listened closely, not because he had to, but because it felt easier now to understand things he used to just hear without thinking. As the message continued, Gabriel noticed something small. A kid a few rows ahead looked bored, fidgeting in his seat. His mom nudged him, but he still seemed distracted. Gabriel remembered how that used to feel, sitting in church, not really understanding what was going on. After service, while people were greeting each other, Gabriel saw that same boy standing near the hallway by himself. Gabriel hesitated for a moment, then walked over. "Hey," Gabriel said. The boy looked up. "Oh, hey." There was a short pause. Gabriel said, "It gets easier to understand over time. I used to get lost too." The boy looked surprised. "Really?" "Yeah." Gabriel nodded. "I still do sometimes, but you just keep listening. It starts making sense little by little." The boy relaxed a bit. "I thought I was the only one." Gabriel shook his head. "You're not." A small smile appeared on the boy's face. "Thanks." Vanessa called from across the hallway. "Gabriel, Mom's looking for you." Gabriel waved. "I'm coming." Before he left, the boy said, "Hey, what's your name again?" "Gabriel," he replied. "Thanks, Gabriel." Gabriel nodded once and walked back toward his family. Vanessa immediately crossed her arms. "Who are you talking to now?" "Just helping someone," Gabriel said. She squinted. "You're really starting to act like Dad now." Their dad overheard and smiled slightly. "That's not a bad thing." Vanessa groaned again, but Gabriel just smiled quietly. That evening, as they drove home, the sky was turning gold again. Another day ending the same way many others had started. Gabriel looked out the window, thinking about everything. He wasn't trying to be someone important. He wasn't trying to prove anything. But little by little, through small conversations, small choices, and small steps, he was becoming someone steady, someone who understood that even simple words could matter more than he realized. That night, after everyone had settled at home, Gabriel stayed up a little longer than usual. The house was quiet again. Vanessa's door was closed. His parents were in their room. Only the soft hum of the house and the occasional creak of the floor could be heard. Gabriel sat at his desk with a small lamp on, flipping through his Bible study guide. He stopped on one page and stared at it for a while. Then he picked up a pencil and wrote in the margin, "Help me stay steady, even when it's hard." He set the pencil down and leaned back in his chair. For a moment, he just breathed. No pressure, no noise, just him and his thoughts. Then he heard a soft knock. "Yeah?" Gabriel said quietly. His door opened slightly and Vanessa peeked in. "You still awake?" she asked. "Yeah." She walked in and looked at the notebook. "You're always writing stuff now." Gabriel shrugged. "It helps me think." Vanessa sat on the edge of his bed. "So, do you think you're like a different person now?" Gabriel thought about it seriously. "No," he said after a moment. "I think I'm the same person, just learning how to be better." Vanessa nodded slowly, like she was actually considering that. "That's kind of deep," she said. Gabriel smirked a little. "You always say that." She laughed. "Because it keeps being true." There was a short silence. Then Vanessa stood up. "All right, I'm going to bed before you turn into a full pastor or something." Gabriel chuckled. "Good night." "Good night, Bible boy," she teased as she left. Gabriel shook his head but smiled. After she left, he looked back down at his Bible study guide. He didn't feel overwhelmed anymore when he saw the pages. He just saw something he was learning step by step. Outside his window, the night was calm and still. And inside him, something had started to take root. Not loud, not dramatic. Just steady faith growing in quiet ways, one day at a time. The next morning came with soft sunlight slipping through Gabriel's curtains. He woke up earlier again, but this time he didn't just sit there thinking, he got up right away. Downstairs, the house already had life in it. Pots clinking, faint music from the kitchen, Vanessa arguing playfully about something small. Gabriel paused at the bottom of the stairs for a second, listening. Normal life. But it felt different now. Not because life changed, but because he was paying attention to it differently. "Gabriel," his mom called. "Breakfast is ready." "I'm coming," he replied. At the table, Vanessa was already halfway through her food. "You're late," she said. "I'm on time," Gabriel answered, sitting down. Their dad looked up from his Bible and smiled slightly. "Today, we talk about something important after school." Vanessa groaned immediately. "Why is everything important?" Gabriel glanced at her. "Because it is." She squinted at him. Okay, seriously, you're getting worse. Their dad chuckled quietly.
Oh,
Or better.
yeah.
After school that day, Gabriel walked home alone for a bit. Vanessa had gone with a friend, and his parents were busy at church. The air felt warm, the sidewalks quiet. As he walked, he noticed small things again: the sound of birds, the wind moving through trees, a neighbor watering their lawn. Simple things. But they felt louder in his mind now. Halfway home, he saw the same boy from church again, the one he talked to earlier. The boy was sitting on a low wall near the sidewalk, kicking a small rock. Gabriel slowed down. After a moment, he walked over. Hey, Gabriel said. The boy looked up. Oh, hey. There was a pause again, but it didn't feel awkward this time. Gabriel asked, You okay? The boy shrugged. I guess. I just don't get a lot of stuff. Gabriel nodded slowly. Yeah, I get that. The boy looked at him. You really mean that? Like, you still don't get everything either? Gabriel sat down a little distance away. Yeah, I just keep learning. The boy kicked the rock again. Most people act like they already know everything. Gabriel shook his head. I don't think anyone really does. That made the boy quiet for a moment. Then he said, It's kind of nice talking to you. You don't make it weird. Gabriel smiled slightly. Good. A few seconds passed. Then the boy stood up. I should head home. Yeah, Gabriel said. Me too. As they walked in opposite directions, Gabriel felt something settle in his chest again. Not excitement, not pride, just a quiet awareness that even small conversations could matter more than they looked. When he got home, Vanessa was already there waiting. Who was that this time? She asked immediately. Gabriel opened the door. Just someone I know. Vanessa narrowed her eyes. You're building a whole fan club, aren't you? Gabriel laughed. No, but as he walked inside, he realized something. He wasn't just living his life anymore. He was starting to notice how his life touched other people too, even in the smallest ways. That evening, the family gathered in the living room again, but this time it felt a little more relaxed. Vanessa was lying upside down on the couch, scrolling on her phone. Their mom was reading something on her tablet. Their dad was preparing a short devotional. Gabriel sat on the floor with his back against the couch, sketching lightly in his notebook, something he had started doing without really thinking about it. Not just words anymore. Thoughts. Moments. Simple reflections. His dad noticed. What are you drawing? Gabriel looked down. Just today. Vanessa leaned over the couch. Let me see. He hesitated, then turned the notebook slightly. It wasn't anything fancy, just stick figures of him and the boy from earlier sitting on a wall, and a few words written beside it. People feel less alone when someone listens. Vanessa blinked. Okay, that's actually kind of cool. Gabriel quickly closed the notebook a little. It's nothing. Their mom smiled gently. It's not nothing if it helps you think. His dad nodded. That's called reflection. Vanessa sat up. Wow, big word night. They all laughed a little. After a moment, their dad opened the Bible. Tonight, he said, we talk about something simple, how we treat people. Gabriel listened closely. The words weren't complicated, but they felt real. About patience, kindness, listening before speaking. As they talked, Gabriel kept thinking about the boy from earlier, about how small moments could change someone's whole day. When the discussion ended, Vanessa stretched. Okay, I'm hungry again. Their mom laughed. Of course you are. As everyone started moving toward the kitchen, Gabriel stayed back for a second. His dad noticed. You okay? Gabriel nodded slowly. Yeah, I just understand more now than I did before. His dad smiled. That's growth. Gabriel stood up and followed them into the kitchen. But as he walked, he wasn't just thinking about himself anymore. He was thinking about how everything he was learning, every conversation, every small choice, was slowly shaping how he saw everyone around him. And for the first time, Gabriel didn't feel like he was just becoming someone. He felt like he was being built, day by day, into someone steady enough to help others stand too. The days kept moving forward, but something deeper was beginning to settle in Gabriel's life. It wasn't loud or dramatic. It was quiet consistency. School, Home, church, family talks, small conversations with people he didn't expect to notice him. One afternoon, Gabriel was walking home when he saw the same boy again, sitting near the corner of the sidewalk, this time looking more distracted than usual. Gabriel slowed down. "Hey," he said. The boy looked up, but this time his expression wasn't just calm, it looked a little tired. "Hey," the boy replied. Gabriel sat beside him like before. "You all right?" The boy shrugged, staring at the ground. "Just stuff at home." Gabriel didn't interrupt. He just waited. After a moment, the boy continued, "My dad's been working a lot. My mom's stressed. I just feel like I don't really matter much lately." Gabriel stayed quiet for a second, thinking carefully. Then he said, "I get that feeling sometimes too, like you're just in the way or something." The boy looked at him quickly. "Yeah, exactly." Gabriel nodded, "But I don't think that feeling tells the truth." The boy frowned slightly. "What do you mean?" Gabriel looked ahead at the street. "Feelings are real, but they're not always right. They change depending on what's happening around you." The boy listened closely now. Gabriel continued, "I used to think I didn't matter either, but I'm starting to learn that people don't always say what they feel, and sometimes they care more than they show." The boy didn't answer right away. Then quietly he said, "No one really talks to me like this." Gabriel gave a small shrug. "I'm just saying what I think." A pause. Then the boy asked, "Why do you even care?" Gabriel thought for a moment, then answered honestly, "Because someone once told me I don't have to figure everything out alone." The boy looked down, processing that. After a few seconds, he nodded slowly. "That actually helps, more than you think." A car passed by. The wind shifted through the trees. Then the boy stood up. "I should go home." Gabriel stood too. "Yeah, me too." They walked in opposite directions again, but this time something was different. The boy didn't just leave quietly. He looked back once and said, "Hey, thanks, Gabriel." Gabriel nodded anytime. When Gabriel got home, Vanessa was already waiting at the door again. "Okay," she said immediately. "I saw you talking to someone again." Gabriel sighed, walking past her. "You're keeping track now?" "I have to," she said seriously. "You're becoming a neighborhood counselor." Gabriel laughed under his breath, but as he closed the door behind him, he didn't deny it this time. Because deep down, he was starting to realize something important. He wasn't just growing in his own faith anymore. He was becoming someone whose quiet words could help carry other people through their own weight too, one small moment at a time.
You like this video? Like, comment, and share, subscribe. Watch it till the end, and God bless. See you